Hi guys, it's Morah Ettie, and I'm going to read you guys my favorite story, Caps for Sale. The story and pictures are by Esfir Slobodkina. The pictures is done by an illustrator, and the story is written by an author. So let's get started. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them where? On his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, he had a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight, so as not to upset his caps. What would happen if he tilted forward? What would happen to those caps? As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for food. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he, and he walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset the caps. He walked for a very long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place to rest," he thought, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he was very refreshed and rested. But let's look what happened. What's missing from his head? But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure that his caps were in the right place. And all that he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in the back of him, no caps. And he looked behind the tree, no caps. Then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray, a brown, or a blue, or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys, and the monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do, so finally he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tisk, tisk, tisk." This made the peddler very angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Now he felt even angrier. What color do you think his face was? He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." By the time the peddler was really very angry, he stomped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." At last he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and threw it to the ground and began to walk away. But then each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying out of the tree. And where did they end up, guys? So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First he put on his checked cap, then he put on the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and finally the red caps all the way at the top. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. Okay, so what I want to talk about here is patterns. What is a pattern? Okay, pattern is something that happens over and over again, okay? It can be with numbers, it could be with colors, it could be with clothes, it could be with music. So I'm going to help you think about what a pattern is. I'm going to show you what a pattern is first. Clap, snap, clap, snap, clap, snap. What's the pattern I'm showing you? It's, let's repeat it. Clap, snap, clap, snap, clap, snap. Do you see how it repeated itself more than twice? Now, I had to think about it, right, and predict what I would do next. So I did clap, snap. What goes next? I have to repeat it again. Clap, snap, right? So that is a pattern. I also had to count. 1 clap, 1 snap. 1 clap, 1 snap. So I could change the pattern and make it a little bit harder. Clap, clap, snap. Clap, clap, snap. Now I changed it. I did 2 claps and a snap, okay? So I'm repeating the pattern. Clap, clap, snap. Clap, clap, snap. Now I want to do it with caps, and I want to show you how you can have different patterns. So here I have a red cap, okay? I'm putting a red cap up. I'm going to decide to put a blue cap up next, okay? So I have a red cap and a blue cap, right? This is not a pattern yet because it didn't repeat itself. But if I show you this, the third one, red, blue, red, what do you think will go next? Next will go a blue cap, right? That's how I would continue the pattern. Do you see what I did there? So I can change the pattern and make it much harder for you, okay? So how can I make it harder? I can make a 3 pattern, okay? So I can do red, blue, brown. It's not a pattern yet, right? Because it didn't repeat itself. So now I'm going to show you the red. What do you think goes next? We have red, blue, brown, and then red. I think I should put, what should I put next? Brown or blue? I think it's a blue. Gonna put a blue, and then, look, red, blue, brown. Red, blue, what's gonna go next? It's a brown. Good job. We can see patterns everywhere, okay? We can do it with numbers. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a pattern. It keeps repeating itself, okay? So this is what patterns are, and we're going to work on that more.